What's up, fat dude? What's up? What's up?
Rat-a-tat-tat, riding this hill cat with this drug on my lap and it came with a drum. Just to that bitch that I met up in Atlanta, thought I told her pull up when she ready to come. Pull up the magic and let them all have it, you know they go crazy for 20s and one. She reaching my hundreds, I told her back up, you can't get none of that, that's for me and my son.
We back. What it do, Money Squad? It's your main man, Money Mitch. Back, new episode, Shy Bully TV. Up early this morning, about to let the dogs out. I'm about to feed them now. Look at this man here.
What's up, little hyper? What's up, fat dude? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all?
Alright guys, so today, this week, we are working on our next breeding that we have been planning. Man, we've been planning this one for about a year now. So I'm excited. We're going to be doing a breeding to Versace and one of our nice females that's owned by one of my partners. We're doing a progesterone test today. I believe her levels are exactly where they need to be. If you guys don't know what a progesterone test is, that's when they take the dog's blood and they see where her levels are, her numbers, as far as if she is ovulating. So what that means is that when a dog comes into heat, it's a specific time period when it is best to breed them for the chances of them getting pregnant to be higher. Okay, so what that means is when your dog comes into heat, if you don't know exactly when she's ovulating, which most of us don't, and if you're not doing an in-house breeding, you need to know exactly where her levels are. So what we're doing is we're going to the vet to get the progesterone test. They normally give you the results back within like an hour. So it doesn't take long for them to come with that information. After that, we set the date to go ahead and do the breeding if the numbers are properly at the level they need to be. Okay, so it all comes down to making sure that you are on the right time frame, because you could do the breeding and the levels are too high, she won't take. Okay, so what that means is you'll have to wait another 6 months before you can even attempt to try to do the breeding again. So it is very important and very volatile that if you are serious about your program, serious about doing the next step for breeding, that you take the time out to get a progesterone test done. I recommend that to anybody in the game, getting a progesterone done, because it is very important. Okay, because I've had times before where the levels were too high. The levels was too high and there's nothing I could do about it. So therefore I had to sit back and wait another 6 months. Of course, for me, it's not a problem because it's timing is everything. So it probably wasn't my time for that breeding at that moment. So when we did do it, everything went great. The levels was exactly where I needed them to be. And we was able to move forward and produce a healthy, beautiful litter. So these things are required in this bully game, and the Frenchie game, and the dog game. Definitely, and there's more so with the Frenchies and the smaller bullies because they cannot naturally tie. They're so small. So by you having to do an AI, artificial insemination, okay, that means you're extracting the semen from the male dog and shooting it into the female dog, okay, due to the fact that they can't naturally tie, okay. It's important that you want to make sure that your levels are straight, because now if you do an AI service, you have to pay for that. Again, everything that we're speaking about, guys, is things that you have to pay for. None of this is free. So when you base your prices, you have to keep all of this in mind. Okay, the average progesterone test will run you about $100. Okay, AI service, depending where you go, about $150 to $200. Okay, so that's $300 out of pocket already, not including if you pay for your stud fee. Because if you don't have an in-house stud, or if you're going outside of your yard, you're going to pay a stud fee, and the quality fee is going to be at least $2,000, $2,500, depending on what you're going with. So, all right, if you're $2,500, you add another $3,000, you're getting closer to $3,000 already without even producing a puppy. That's not on top of actually paying for the dame of the litter at which you're having the litter with. Okay, so you might have paid $3,000, $3,500 for your female. Okay, so guys, now we're looking at close to $6,000 invested in on this breeding. So when guys turn around and say they want $4,000 or $5,000 for a dog, you gotta understand. I don't know what this dude is doing.
Fat boy. What up?
You're about $6 grand in already, so you want to make sure that you invest in your money. You want to make sure that you do things the right way. That's the best information I can give anybody. That's the reason behind me actually doing this video this morning too, because I've had people ask that question, like, all right, what's the next step? Okay, so the next step, once your dog comes into heat, is get that progesterone test. Get that progesterone test. Get that progesterone test. After that, here comes the AI. After the AI, all right, the confirmation will come probably within 20 to 30 days where you'll start noticing if she's pregnant or not. Okay, what you can do after that, if you are starting to see the dog getting bigger, to make sure that you aren't assuming things, because sometimes the dogs will get bigger and won't be pregnant. You go get you a ultrasound. That's another $100. So guys, you got to understand, in this business, it's going to be a lot of investments made before you even see a return. If you see a return at all, because a lot of times, a lot of people just make their money back. So with that being said, invest smartly, move smartly, make proper decisions as far as what things you need to do in order to make sure that you are successful with your breeding. All right, gang, so that's some early morning gems real quick for you guys, man. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, unmute that bell, tap in with the Money Squad, man. We dropping gems, true knowledge about the dog game, the bully game, what you need to do next in order to branch off and take off to the next level. So everything starts with small steps and making big steps. So if you haven't already, lock in with the squad, hit that motherfucking subscribe button. Let's get it, Money Gang.